Alrighty, folks. I don't know what we're doing this round. I think it's drying up a little bit outside here. I might go try to find another hood because I want to fix my hood on my truck. And oh, it's been melting pretty good in here. Got the old garage. And somewhere I have some AC condensers. Here's an old one there. For some reason I thought I had a different one. This one's like super old school. Look at this. I just hose clamped everything on. Might try to find some fittings so I can kind of scab this thing together into my truck at some point. Just wanted to see it. I might just grab it so I have it in the shop with me. I don't think we have anything else anywhere. I always thought I had another one in here. Almost time. Almost time we're going to pull this thing out. Getting close. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I knew I had another one. Well, that's the same size as this one. Anyways, I will see you guys in the shop and we'll figure out what the heck we're doing. Well, I noticed this hood the other day in this muddy area. And I wonder if it's worth trying to fix. Well, I wouldn't say fix. Use. Ouch. Thanks, smarts. I am pretty sure this thing might be complete hot garbage, but I think I'm just gonna cut this thing right up. Well, here's where I am at. I have this hood. I'm happy overall with the hood, but I am also not happy. Like, we got weird gappage issues, and I don't know for sure I can fix this totally, but I think we can make it a little better because it has the transition across. So I have this hood. I really don't feel bad about cutting it up. So I think what I'm just gonna try to do now before I cut anything on that hood is I'm just gonna slice and dice this thing. We'll kind of go high. You can see because of the GMC how much different, but I'm thinking we can reuse up into this front nose piece and try to make this better. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do first, like I said, is I'm just gonna cut the bottoms off. We're gonna fit them onto here and then figure a way to fix some of this, hopefully make it fit better. It'd be nice if I can get this part of the hood to come back a little more, mostly so this nose doesn't come over the front like that. Like, I kind of didn't mind it. Now I kind of think I want it a little more back. So I think if we put in these new sections, because here you can see this thing kind of overhangs. There's some weirdness, and I just feel I can do better. Like, this side here's fairly tight, like it's okay. Like, the gap's not terrible on this side, and then it just goes south as we get to the front here. So, and then I'm just wondering if I push everything back, I'll get this gap fixed up back here, and then we can just trim it away till the center fits better. And then maybe we can just re-weld the bottom portion. It's kind of loosely my idea, so we're gonna see how that goes. I don't know. Seems like a waste of time, but I think the end result will be better. Let's start cutting this thing up and see if we can make a prettier hood. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm winning. This, it's because of the way I did the fenders. Like I raised them and then I changed this profile. It just seems like I made a lot of work for myself. Things got screwed up. If I put the fender on, like I do like the gap now, but it does get tight in the front. So it's like, I've just cut so much stuff up. I'm kind of struggling with this here. This side's not, it looks better, but it gets screwy in the front. And I don't know for sure that it's actually, like the fender had some, or the hood had some damage on it. So if I fix this gap, I get a little, well, it's an okay gap all the way through. It just tightens up a little in the front here. But I'm wondering if all that work is even worth it. Like to re-weld these two together. I don't know. I know that, well, if you don't watch him, that Carter Auto Restyling, I don't know, I'll do a link here. I like the way he did his hood, because he kind of had two hoods. He cut it like this. He pancaked his one over. It was a much better way than I went about it, other than this is a GMC, so the hood's like way different all about it. But anyways, I gotta see if it's worth the effort, or do I, like, is the fit not too bad in the back and we just recut these off? Oh man, I don't know. I'm just trying to make it nicer. That's all I'm shooting for. What I felt I should have done was zap the, I thought I did, but I should have zapped the edge to the truck and then did everything with my hood. And then it would have been better. And maybe it just doesn't work the way I want, and I'm just gonna cut those apart, weld them back to the truck, slide my hood back to where I think it should be, and basically add some new steel into here, because this has been welded so many times now. This side's not so bad, but I feel the fit is pretty much not good. So I don't know. Let's just put the hood back on. We'll see how bad the gaps are, and if we think we can actually fix this or work with this. These may still be of use. That's just terrible. This side too is just yuck. It's like it didn't even fit good to start with, and I just turned it into hot garbage. All right. All right. What do we do? Well, I was trying to hang back and just accept that this was my gap, but it's terrible. I know I can do better, so hey, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, this side's better. It's almost too tight in the back here. Well, it depends how the hood sits, but like it's better. But it's still not great, and there's all this. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go with this, but I'm going to do it a little different, because I think the back of the hood's just going to be what it is, and we might just slice into, does that make sense? Oh. I'm not happy with this gap, but this gap I've actually added. It's not terrible. I think we just got to open this up a little more there. That might be okay. This, I just want to get rid of some of this ugliness that I put in there. Just make it prettier. Figure out how to bring that nose back. This one's just terrible. Look at that. It's trying to say that that's good. It's not. I wonder, what do we got to do? Does it need to go back here? Definitely needs something, but I think it's because I have no padding into here, so it's got to pull this hood tight, pull it in. Oh, this seems like a waste of time, but All right. Yeah, the hood just doesn't fit to the front. I feel like I'm starting this all over again. I shouldn't have to. This piece fits nice to there. You know what? I'm just going to cut it. I don't care. This one side needs to be redone. This side's kind of hot garbage, but it's it only needs Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to cut it apart. Screw it. I'm not going to enjoy this, but let's do it. We can't make it any worse. And hopefully when we're done, it's just mucho better.
Well, that looks a lot better. And I still struggle with these saws, I'll tell you. What I did with the zip cut took me minutes, and I think I have a half hour I'm trying. I mean, at some point, I got the wrong blade. I got an 18 tooth. I've ordered some different saw blades. I don't know what they go up to. Is it a 28 tooth or something? So, I mean, that's part of the problem, but I'm actually, with the zip cut, I'm actually doing better than I was with the saw, as far as my gap goes in there. I'm trying to get it really snug because I'd like to just take the laser and actually weld it, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes here. So this side feels good. We're gonna have to redo the front here yet, but like I'm down, got the scab out of this thing and try to redo this section. This one, I like this section. The nose here is kind of okay. It's basically we tacked the hood, but we didn't zap down everything. So my next step here is, I actually do like the gap going here. It's not terrible, it just around this area it screws up. So I think I'm gonna cut it loose here. I'll cut this out and I'll use this one, this edge. I'm hoping it's tall enough to fix up all that grossness that I've done in here. And we kind of do a happy medium to get everything to fit nice like the other side. So I don't feel like I got to touch anything back here because I'm pretty happy the way that's sitting. Even up to here, we got a little wobble, but I'll start back here. We're going to cut this loose. We'll just cut this free up into this vicinity because I don't know what I'm doing here yet, but we should be able to ram this in there and try to make the two into something. Well, that is some intense amount of grinding and everything I did. I kind of brought the nose in a little bit. You can see what I got here. I don't know what we did. 1/4 inch? Might go in a little more, but I kind of like where it's at. We got here, our gap's a little bit tight here, but I'm not sure what's going to happen when I start cutting these things, if this hood's going to just spring loose or not. So I'm kind of, we're just playing with this one, because this gap's a little bigger on the other side, so I'm wondering once we get this sorted, everything gets out. It's a nice gap. I'm happy with that. Not very big, but this one's a little bit tighter, so I'm not sure. I can still bust these and bring it up. I kind of want to just get the nose done here and get this nose piece done, and then we can kind of cut the welds loose and see where we get with this thing, like what's going to happen, what's going to bounce where. Well, I'm going to set this thing up. We're going to give it a shot and see. I know I'm not going to be able to weld everything in here because we got some gaps, but let's just try it and see what happens here. Nope. Whoops. Whoops. Definitely not working good on this setup. Have to accept what's happening here and just power through. know if I'm winning at all here. I know I'm not going to be able to do any of these. I'll try down here. I got a little spot I can get here. I don't know if I'm saving time or making more time work. That was a gooder. Not so good, not so good, good. Now it's half welded. Can't say I know if this is saving me time. Definitely not there. Well, there was awesome. Come on, that's pretty good. I know here I'm not gonna get it. Can't get a good boogie here. Definitely have to pick your battle. Negative. Did it save me a bunch of time? I really don't know. I feel it saved me time. I'm gonna try turning the wire speed up for some of these spots. Yeah, if there's a hole, I think I'm pretty hooped. All right, let's try this side. See if this works better. That's a little bad spot. A little hard to see. These glasses. A little on the dark side. Going over the spot with us. It's not so great. We'll blow out. Nothing's working out over here. I'll tell you that much. Do her a little wrong just to see if I can do some fill here. The benefits are not there now. I think we got all we could get out of it. Well, I couldn't do the whole thing in wet, but I'm gonna have to go through because you can see where it's blown through everywhere. I tried to fill it, but it just wasn't happening. It was starting to get a little warm in those spots. Overall though, I'm really happy. That only took, I don't know, I had to switch it over from the cleaning to the laser to the welding part, but the fact, some of my joints weren't that good, so I kind of knew that. But overall, that only took a couple minutes to do all of this versus spot, spot, spot. As far as warpage, just like, can you see? Can I get you that little bit of gap? Like, I mean, it is a curved panel, but when we do have it, you can see the little minute gaps in places. Like, it's not, I'll hammer it out a little bit, but a filler could just fill it. That was the main thing I really wanted with that, was to be able to do this really quick. I know the limits, so I try to push it a little past, but I think I'm just gonna have to pull out the MIG. But instead of taking like, you know, an hour or 2 hours, well, probably more like 2 hours or so to do this whole thing, I'm down to like, hopefully I can get it done in a half hour now. The whatever's going on. You can see this sitting nut is like almost a continuous weld. There's like hardly any warpage, and that's what I was hoping that thing would be. You can see how little that heat soak is compared to if I was MIG welding. If I did that with the MIG, this would be like that big, right? I think TIG welding you'd probably get the same, but I wouldn't be able to TIG weld this fast. So anyways, this one was just hot garbage, so I'm gonna have to spot, spot, spot all the way through there. Few spots here. Eventually I'll take the hood off. I'm gonna slice this, we'll match that up. I have a whole bunch of stuff I gotta do up in the front here. I did say before I did cut this back, so we'll fix this all up. I'm just curious, once I finish welding this, how bad things are gonna spring away and do weird stuff. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Because I have my gaps, everything set pretty good. This thing's just not happy, but it's because I don't have anything up in this gap, and I gotta cut this gap. I managed to actually shove the whole hood back a little bit, which I'm happy about. Makes this side fit nice. We've added some steel, but now we actually have to grind it all away to get up into the peak, which is good. I'm just happy about that. We can try to get a more uniform shape here. We'll just do the old Sharpie mark here and try to match that up all the way through after the fact. All right, so that means I have a whole bunch more welding to do, but hopefully it doesn't take very long. Services. Man, pretty good. Guess we'll get it off, see what our bracing's doing. I have to weld up the inside of here yet because this wants to flip-flop open. Actually, I kind of want to bring this in a little more first. I like this part, but this part still sticks out a bit. It's a little bulgy here. Well, it's ugly, but we'll fix it over there. Well, we got our little bits from our cut and butt experience there. And we got a little more to grab from that side. We still got to dig a little out of this side. Well, it's a little more presentable anyways. Anyways, we're going to clean this up. I am going to weld these, get these back into place, weld those up. Yeah. We got a whole lot of welding and banging to do yet. Well, the hood's on. I can't say I'm super happy overall, but it is better. So I got to look at that. This actually has a much better profile on the front, so I'm happy with that. The gaps I'm happy with. There's just the overall fit is pretty much hot garbage. I don't know. I'm basically picking like just a losing battle here, and it just is what it is. So, you know what? I'm just gonna walk away, say it's good before I spend like forever farting around with it. I've been struggling with things like things aren't sitting down and where they're supposed to be. So, I don't know. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. It is what it is. I guess in the end, I'm a little disappointed, but I kind of didn't have high expectations when I started. And it is a hood, and these things are always miserable. At least in my experience, they're very miserable to try to set up. And a feller can probably put more time into this hood than half of this build that I've already done already. I think that's what could happen, but because I think I spent more time trying to get this hood to fit back on here than I did actually doing all this welding and grinding and stuff like that. Like, I think I have a couple hours just in, like I didn't even film it. I basically just have it into here. Essentially, I basically got the hinges back in. Nothing fit. It was terrible. Everything about it was terrible. I have welds everywhere. I pretty much just had to wash my hands of it to keep my sanity and just say it is what it is. It kind of sucks, but you know what? There's lots of other things like that irk me about this truck, and I just gotta wash my hands of it, and it is what it is. Anyways, folks, I think unfortunately, I think this is where I'm at. I don't know where I planned to get with this, but this is about as far as I got. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I hate this hood so much, I just want to get the body work done on it and get it in primer. And that way I can call it done. So I think next round, maybe I'm going to try to get this underside, like the underside of the hood undercoated. And then we got to finish welding up all these braces, get that out of the way, get the latch. I don't know if I'll put the latch back in right away because I do have to get the AC, the condenser in there and stuff. But I'd like to do that. I'd like to get the outside of the hood in primer. And then I don't know where I want to go next. I think we kind of have to, after that, I think we got to start figuring out the top. I'd like to at least get that thing roughed out. That's a big one. That one I don't really know what I'm doing. I have a really loose idea, but I don't know. But anyways, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.